Okay, so we're going to change the clutch, so we're going to need a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver just to do this. It's not too hard to do this one. So what I was saying, we just make sure that this is your T-bar here, this part here. So we just make sure that this is still intact and hasn't snapped. So when you put this on, just make sure that it's sat in that groove. Okay, there you go. So just make sure that that bit of metal is sat and located in there. Okay, like that. Okay, so when this drives, it's not going to drive at the moment because it's going to spin round. But when this clutch engages, then this whole bit, the whole rod inside, that's when it engages. So these ones, if they're not tight, then it won't spin. You can see that spinning around there. So you know that they're tight because when you're spinning this round, that the grub screws in there are spinning around as well. So you know that's tight. But if we need to change this clutch, then what we're going to do is going to take the Phillips screwdriver, unscrew this one here, and then around the other side we're going to take that Phillips screwdriver just out from that side there. So we'll just do that. Ignore the phone in the background. Doing this. Okay, so you just had a ping. So basically it's that spring, there's a spring that's just, you can see that spring there, that's just come off of it. So we'll reconnect that, that's what we use the flathead to reconnect it. Okay, so in a minute it will come through. Okay, cool. So we've got our screw. And then we just didn't need to do the same on this one here. Just unscrew this one here as well. Okay, so this one's a bit shorter and it's got a kind of washer on it as well. Okay, so just to take it off now, we just pull it. Okay, and take this bit off, the roller off. Okay, and we pull it and it'll be connected, so just make sure we've obviously got the power off before we started. Okay, so you just there's a little lever on it, just there, so you just unclip it basically, and then there's your clutch. There. Okay, so what we're saying, just make sure that these end bits are still intact. Okay, and then when you spin this bit, you can see it's not going round, but that's okay because it won't engage until the magnet inside engages. So when we spin this, you can see that the grub screws that we've tightened, you can see that they should be tight. If they're not tight, you won't be able to do this. So basically, as I'm spinning this, the clutch is moving round as well as these rollers. All right. So to replace this, we're just going to basically reverse it because you've got the clutch now, which you should have this component, and then we're just going to reverse the procedure and attach it back in. So to do that, we just put it in our hole. So locate it back in the hole. Connect the connectors. Okay. Put the screws back in, and then the only difference is when we put the screws back in, the long one needs to hook up with the spring again, so I'll just show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to put you down for 2 seconds. Both hands to do this. Okay, I'm going to fast forward this bit. Cool. Okay, so you can see that's screwed in there, and you can see the end of the screw is just there. Get back in focus. See the end of the screw. The screw is just there. Okay. So when we want to get this back on, we're going to hook the spring. Okay, it's a bit hard to do more. Okay, we're just going to get that. Okay, and then we're going to hook it over the actual spring. Okay, so see the springs on the end of it. Okay, and then let's see if we can do this with a phone in my hand as well. Nope. Okay, let's put you down because it's a bit easier to do it with a. So you might want to fast forward this until I'm doing it. I'll give you a time in a minute. Okay, so I've got it on. Okay, so we just leave it on, and then put your finger across it, and then it goes back on. Okay, and then make sure we've done our double check that we've done. Make sure we've done our connections back up. Okay, and then once we've done that, we can then put that screw, this screw back in here. Okay, and then once we've done that, okay, then this should be you should see these bits turning again when you roll that bit. It will turn again. Okay, and it won't spin the clutch this side here. It won't spin it because the magnet's not engaged. So when you turn this one, okay, it should start spinning. And fingers crossed that when you put the rod back in again, and just make sure it's located again in that T part of it. All right, fingers crossed.